Yo, what's good, everybody? My name is D'Lo, and you are watching On the Gunline Presents Word on the Skreets. Yo, check this out. I don't know if you done heard, but Word on the Skreets is Texas told Biden and the rest of his government to go F themselves. That's right. He is saying that you want my barbed wire, you better come and take it. I heard that they're getting rid of the cannon on that flag and putting barbed wire all along it with a freaking serpent or snake on there, the don't tread on me on there, saying come and take it, y'all. This is getting out of hand. What do y'all think out there, man? So here's the deal. Honestly, I think that, in my opinion, the government is federal government that is trying to overreach their hand, rather than protect our borders as they're supposed to. They're trying to eliminate the barbed wire to allow migrants to cross over without any barriers. And that's just my thought. And check this out. I've been called a sellout many a times because I am against illegal immigration. But Lopez or Dilo, how can you be against illegal immigration if your parents came here illegally? Because that was back in 1970 when we weren't overpopulated, and they came here and they paid their dues, and four of their children joined the military and served this country, and we were not a burden to our country. With that said, again, I'll go back to we weren't overpopulated. All right. They moved over to Los Angeles. And yeah. Anywho, nowadays, you can't just do that, baby. They're coming over here by the thousands, y'all. You've seen those caravans. So, anyways, before we go and continue on there, let me go ahead and ask y'all if this is your first time catching up with me. This is a new, I guess, segment or playlist that I'm gonna put out called Word on the Skreets. No, it's not a typo. It's just that I don't want to get hit with somebody else saying that they already had word on the streets. And Skreets is the way that I used to hear a lot of folks, specifically black folks from down south, talk. They would, instead of saying street, they would say Skreet. Instead of stripper, they would say scripper. Instead of stop sign, nah, they still say stop sign. But yeah, they would say, like, hey, you want to go to the script bar? It's right down the street. We could eat some shrimp while we're there. Anyway, yeah, that's where I got that from, y'all. With that being said, again, if this is your first time being here, do me a solid and smash that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Let's have some dialogue. Hit me up in the comments with what you think about what I'm saying, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let's conversate or converse. I don't know which one is the right one. LAUSD education, 10th grade dropout. Anywho, but what I do have is some video I want to share. Hopefully, it doesn't get copyrighted. If so, well, then I'll have to pull it off. But let's see what they do. With that, let's go ahead and check it out.
Regardless of what federal statute may exist, the supremacy clause means that the Constitution itself is the supreme law of the land. The Constitution itself provides Texas with a right of self-defense in this case because the United States has abandoned its responsibility to defend Texas.
Former President Trump is among a growing number of Republicans rallying behind Governor Abbott in the escalating fight.
And we'll leave that there. We ain't talking about Trump right now. This ain't Trump time. Trump time will be at another time. But yo, check it. Yeah, dude. What do y'all think about this? I think it's kind of crazy. Honestly, I say y'all want to save money? Let's add some HESCO barriers. HESCOs. If you were ever in the military, you know what HESCO barriers are. Put a grip load of those, man, all along the border. And then what we can do, I think, would be pretty cool if we throw some alligators inside the river, make it kind of like their natural habitat there. Look, man, what I'm saying is it's I get that these folks are coming from difficult situations. I had lived in El Salvador at one time. I've gone to visit Nicaragua. That's where my family is from. And I know how hard they have it there. Now, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be any kind of changes made to the immigration system, God knows it's not perfect at all. And God knows that illegal immigration is not going to stop. We all know this. But there's got to be a way that we can meet in the middle. And I think that's the biggest problem that we have right now, that nobody wants to meet in the middle due to the fact that they'll see it as the other person showing weakness. Oh, they caved. Nah, man, how about we just meet in the middle, see what will be best for everyone involved? All right. Now, this whole seeking asylum bullshit, let's be real. They can seek asylum in Mexico. All right. If they're coming from Venezuela, from Cuba, from Haiti, why don't they seek asylum there in Mexico? Why do they got to come to the US? We got enough problems as it is within our own country. Can we fix our own home first before we start making it a home for other people? It's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, y'all? So yeah, man. What do y'all think? I think that honestly, the government itself, the federal government, is overreaching. They are trying to politicize this, making it seem like, that it's being a racial thing, which it's not, dude. It's not. And if you ask a lot of these cats that live down south, I live in Texas, I'm in San Antonio. So I guarantee you go down south and go ask the people that live along the border or in the border towns how they feel about this, which are predominantly Mexican, by the way. They're not too thrilled about having this influx of all these illegal immigrants coming in. So that's why the motherfuckers out in Chicago, the motherfuckers out in New York, they're starting to feel it now, what they feel like down south, you know? So I think honestly, the government itself needs to back the fuck off. Let Texas handle what Texas needs to handle, because y'all ain't doing it. Y'all rather fucking use them as pawns. It's almost as bad as when they use the military as a talking piece. Oh, you don't back up our military. That's why you don't want to pass this bill. No, bitch. What did you attach to that bill? Something that had nothing to do with the military. That's why it got voted down. But you want to go ahead and make it seem like it was fools against the military. Anyways, moving to a different topic. The reason I'm bringing in the military, by the way, in case y'all don't know, I do have a podcast called On the Gun Line Podcast, where it's normally me with a veteran and we discuss their time in service, because I believe every veteran has a story. You don't got to be a space shuttle door gunner to come and tell your story. Come on, shoot the shit, chop it up, and let people know, what it was like in the military. And also it's to give that sense of brotherhood that we all miss when we get out. Anyway, that's that. And then I'll do the D-Lo the Vet Bro reacts, where I react to dumb stuff on YouTube, or maybe just something that I find interesting. Like later on, I'm going to be reacting to Mandatory Fun Day, who did a quality of life video. That's going to be on the playlist of D-Lo the Vet Bro Reacts. Brought to you, of course, by On the Gun Line Podcast. Anywho, so enough shameless plugging. Hey, if you want to get down and support the channel, do me a solid. You could go to Cash App, $ D-Lo 1977, or you can go ahead and I do have PayPal, which is onthegunline@gmail.com is the way I think you can find that. So with that being said, y'all, if you guys want to support me in that way, that'd be awesome. If not, it's all great, baby. Just support me by doing me a favor and hit a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment. That's all I ask, y'all, so that we can get this going more to those who it needs to be. Anyway, so that's the word on the streets on my end. What's the word on the streets over on your end, man? What do y'all think? Is Texas being terroristic? Because you know what? I will say this. I had a conversation with one of my homies, and he was saying that it's being that Texas being like a terrorist, because they're fighting the federal government along the lines as the guys did in Nevada. But the guys in Nevada, that was over a land grab again, where the federal government was trying to be bullies and thinking that they're going to go against the American people, but it wasn't going to happen that way, y'all. And then and they stood their ground. 100% they stood their ground. And also, word on the streets is that you know, the Black Lives Matter movement was a way of fighting the federal government or fighting the government. So why aren't they being looked at as heroic as what Texas is doing? So I'll say this. One is attempting to stop people from coming to be and being a burden or being a I don't want to say succubus, but one is trying to come over here in order to, you know what? I'll say I'll read it straight from the text. All right, so check it. One is an invasion per se. The other is a social issue which demonizes many for the fault of few. One is trying to secure our borders from being overrun. The other is destroying their own neighborhoods and community. The federal government wants to overreach their power. Rather than secure our borders, they want to eliminate any barriers to protect our border. And they say that the wire is a danger to our agents, and that's the reason that they want to go in there and chop it off. No, the reason they want to go in there and chop it off is because it allows people to continue to cross the border. Look, is it going to stop them 100%? Absolutely not. But is it pumping the brakes on them? Absolutely. Look, I say throw some alligators in there along with the damn buoy of barbed wire. Sooner or later, they're going to find out that it's not in their best interest to come illegally. But at the same time, on that same token, the government itself, our government, our country needs to find a way to make it easier for people to come to this country legally. All right. They have to jump through so many fucking loopholes just to come in here legally. All right. That's why they're coming in here illegally. It costs less to be brought here by a coyote than it does to become a resident here legally. Let that sink in, y'all. Let that sink in. So I empathize, I sympathize with my people coming from down south up north. But open borders is not the way about it. And that's not racist to say, and I'm not a sellout for saying. And if you think I am, pues sabes que me vale madre, because you probably don't even know what I just said. Just saying. With that being said, that's the word on the streets. Deuces, y'all.